was doing
X, Y, and Z. And when I said, wait a minute, hold up, he didn't say it again. So, he was just repeating what someone else had put there. He obviously, when he followed you, y'all followed each other, it wasn't like, he had that information ahead of time, right? A lot of times people on the app, may not know that information because they may not be in the same spaces that you're in. But now that he was in politically correct, somebody put it there, now he knows it, and he was like, well, I just want to know. That's why he was like, because if in fact he is a sex trafficker, bop, 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 bop. He didn't say that you were, he said if.
No, what he said was, his exact words were, I heard he's a sex trafficker. Let me address that real quick. For all you pseudo-intellectuals. Anybody who's a sex trafficker or is convicted of sex trafficking, you're in the sex offender registry. I will give anybody, this is my word, Raj, I'll give you the money, I'll sell it to you right now. $5,000 cash if you could find me any sex offender registry. But people love to grab the lowest fruit, you see? So here's the deal. I get it. I trigger some black people because I have race relation rooms. Right? I get it. But why can't you stay on fucking topic? Why do you have to grab the lowest hanging fruit? It's enough. I said a comment, Lady Jean, I meant it. The cracker in the corner, in my opinion, the biggest problem in the black community is the lack of communication in the black community. Oh, that set people on fire. But that didn't stop Sweet from giving me a fucking hand job under the table. Or Moose, right? I'll say this, Lady G, respectfully, not to you, but to anybody. People want real until real shows up. Then they don't know what to fucking do with it.
But let's slow the train down. Let's slow the train down. Because right now, what I don't want is for us to have a all-out brawl, kind of situation. I would rather have a conversation with you personally. Now you're on the stage. I don't do all this performance stuff. I wouldn't even come in here, to be honest with you, because I don't like all this. It makes me nervous, to be honest.
Patty, just because people think that they know things doesn't... I'm sorry.
No.
Lady, just because people think that they know stuff, okay, doesn't mean that they need to repeat it. One of your married mods has been having an affair with 4 different men on this app. Do I need to open up a room and have that conversation?
Adams, having sex? What's going on?
Adams, we're not going down that lane. Look, I don't care what they do politically correct. I've supported that space since day one. I've shouted them out, and I shouted them out for 2 reasons. Here's my 2 reasons. First Lady and Patty. They've been my friends for years. They've always shown me grace and space. But let me tell you something. I invite you to my house. You come in. I feed you a steak dinner. I come to your house. You make me eat at the garbage pail. And that's exactly how I felt. See, that's exactly how I feel. I was abused in that space. Shame on that house. And you say you don't want to know hot war? Well, I didn't bring the smoke.
But wait a minute.
So who wants smoke with you, JB?
Nobody pray. I promise nobody wants smoke. Listen, here's the thing. I nor Patty was there. That would not have went on if it was. When I arrived, whatever had been said ahead of time, I cannot change. But moving forward, when I got there, I shut it down. Period. That's it. That's all. You have been my friend on this app since I've been here, since I've known you. We've modded spaces together from the beginning, and that will always be. So, please don't allow whatever has been said there, at that point in time to impact how you feel about politically correct, because I understand, whatever happened, Patty nor I was there to be, or to stand on what politically correct is all about. Does that make sense?
Yes, let me say something here, Lady G, please. And I just need you to read up. I'm getting a little feedback.
Sure.
Thank you. So let me say something. I'm going to ask everybody on the stage, please respect me until I'm done saying this. Every time I open a room, I always in my mind say, I got to keep this room from getting this house doxxed. I owe that to my friend Roger, who gave me the ability to open these rooms, who saw something to me I didn't see. See, I was opening rooms on my own. He invited me into his house. He's like, bro, I see something you don't see. We don't always agree, but we're always respectful. So when I open these rooms, I try to get. One thing I will say, I let everybody speak. Even listen, I know Sweet hates white people and Jews. I've heard him say it, but he still comes to my stage. And I still show him grace.
Black people, you let black people talk too.
I try to let everybody talk your piece. But Lady Chi, what I say is, what's going to be done to address this so it doesn't happen again? Because that was some bullshit that happened in there. And I know it's not your fault. It's not Patty's fault. But I told you, the people you have around you says a lot about you. And those people are an echo chamber, and they're going to destroy that house.
Hey, Legacy, I was in there. Like, you definitely wasn't there when it got crazy. But I was actually on the stage before you got there, and
You're in the Matrix, Hakima. Hakima, you're in the Matrix, bro.
So who's bothering you, JB?
Let me give you a reset, Craig. Nobody's bothering me, right? But I appreciate, man.
Or who's trying to call you a racist? Because you're not racist, bro. Like that's not.
It's the usual suspects. The Bonnet Brigade.
We're not.
The Bonnet Brigade, Craig.
Hold on. But Craig, I had a room earlier today, right? We were talking about is black culture. You know, is there such a thing as black culture? Because I have certain people that come and say there's no such thing as black culture, and that lit the room on fire. So I went with the flow of the conversation. And then what happened was, the room went for 6 hours. There was a lot of speakers. It was a great room. And then we went to the left. After I left, of course, I leave to go live my life. I'm getting text messages left and right. Bro, you gotta come to politically correct. They're calling you a sex trafficker. They're calling you a racist. I'm like, wait a second.
What?
That's my friend's house. That's my friend's house. There's no way they would disrespect her by disparaging me.
Hey,
there's no way they would do that.
Hey, there's Africans and people on this app from this world that say there's no black American culture because they want us to tie everything and romanticize everything about
we're getting
Africa.
derailed. We're getting derailed though. Like
no, they want us to romanticize everything about Africa, and we don't have to. Yeah, we are descendants. We do have some descendants from Africa.
JB, though. That doesn't have anything
I don't
to do
give
with
a
JB.
fuck. You're just trying to talk over me, and you're not doing it in here.
No,
you're not doing it in here.
Your piece. Your piece.
I didn't cut him off.
You did.
Ma'am, let me.
No, I didn't.
Your piece. Let me finish.
You just want to see me dance like the rest of them bitches on the dark side, and you won't see it, nigga.
I don't want to.
Your piece. Hold on. I want to have the dialogue with your piece. So your piece. Here's the deal, bro. They can come after me. I don't give a fuck. I've been called worse by better people. I was just disappointed the way it happened, right? First lady came into that room. She got right on her box. She said, we're not doing that here. But the problem is, that room had been running for a while before she got back in there. And the shit that was being allowed to be said. So you can say what you want about me, but if I got something to say about you, I'm going to say it to you. That was some fucking...
And we can be black without including Africa, bitch.
Bruh, your piece, come on, man. Like, you're derailing, bro. Like, what is this happening?
Let me go to CO because, CO, are you there?
You know, I'm back and forth. I know it's an important topic for a lot of reasons, but I'm here, JB. What you got, man?
Well, here's what bothers me. One of the things that bothers me, CO. Come after me. Leave this house alone. There's no... Man, it's so crazy to call this house racist, right? I don't know, man. I said it earlier. I'll say it again. I mod you because you come from a certain part that I'm not part of, right? Your political leanings are different than Anthony's. That's why I mod the both of you. It's a good balance. I mod Nye because she brings total balance. I mod King not because he's my friend, because he brings smoke. He brings fire. But I have to answer, why did you mod this guy? Why did you mod that guy? Man, shut the fuck up. Let me run my room. If you don't like how I run it, get the fuck out. There's the leave quietly button on top. But what really bothered me was the people that come in here and sing Kumbaya with us, CO, and then they go to another room and they're like, yo, JB's a coward. He won't come to the stage. JB's a racist. JB's a sex trafficker. And you dummies fucking believe it. You run with that shit. What the fuck is wrong with some of you people? You love the card. You love this crash out. You live for this shit.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Why is Salmon saying that the old mods of this house suck? Why doesn't he come up and say with his whole chest, like, who sucks? I'm gonna invite him up. Bet you ain't got the boss. Oh, there you go. Who are the old mods that you have a problem with? Because I don't even think you've been on this app fucking long enough to even make these comments.
Yeah, there was some old mods.
Name them.
I don't remember, because they suck, basically. I don't know. Why is that so?
Are you talking about like conservative and conservative man? Like the
Wait, you know, in this, they were never mods.
and changed. We gave her grace.
There weren't mods in this house, bruh.
Okay, there was a guy who was like a conservative Jewish guy. He was gay, and then like halfway through every topic, they'd
Was
be
he
talking
a
about.
judge?
That was.
They'd be talking about gay.
Hold on. That was
Was
Bryn.
he judge?
Hold on. That was Bryn. So you don't like him because he talked about gay sex?
Well, it was never the topic. It was all. It was like you come in to like talk about a topic, and they're talking about sucking dicks and stuff.
Are you one of these people that's so fragile that if you hear somebody talking about sucking dick, you might get a fucking taste for it and go suck one, and that wouldn't play well with your friends? Is that what's going on?
No.
I'm entitled to however I feel. If you got a problem with it, that's on you, right?
I think your sexuality is suspect.
No.
That's a stupid opinion. Everybody, like, you're talking to a heterosexual man, and I'm supposed to.
Then why are you so uncomfortable when people talk about
this and sucking dicks? That's like the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Why does that make you so uncomfortable? I'm a heterosexual man.
Comfortable. It's not something I want to.
I know it makes you uncomfortable.
Disclaimer.
Why does it make you so uncomfortable?
Because I'm heterosexual. I don't want to hear about sucking dicks.
But I'm heterosexual also.
No, he's saying that because Bryn is gay. He knows.
So
wait a minute. If you didn't want to hear about sucking dick, why?
If he wants to talk about gay shit,
If you did not want to hear about sucking dick, why wouldn't you leave the room?
He should put that in the title. And
But why wouldn't you leave the room quietly?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, bro. If I heard some gay shit that I didn't want to hear, I would just leave. I would not sit there and complain about listening to some gay shit.
Simon. Hold on. Brent's no longer part of this house. Hold on a second. Take a breath, bro. Brent's no longer part of this house. You don't see Brent opening rooms anymore.
Well, that's
Right?
why I'm
Listen,
here.
this is what happens.
Why is Mojo so upset?
Well, Mojo's entitled to his opinion, but let me say this. Houses have to evolve or they die. We have to move around the subject matter, else it dies, it becomes echo chambers. I could talk about Trump every day. I could talk race relations every day. I could talk about IDF every day. But we have to evolve or we die. Brent's not part of the house anymore. Brent opens his own rooms and spews whatever he wants to spew. But I want to go to Sweet. Yo, Sweet, what's good, bro?
Oh man, you tell me. I'm just hearing you say.
You tell me you come to my stages, come to my stages and you give me fucking hand jobs. You're doing such a great job.
Correct this hand job conversation,
Yeah, I'm not correcting shit. You're a fucking fraud.
Hand job. What the hell do you mean? What do you mean by a hand job?
What part did you not understand, you fucking fraud? I know you hate white people and I know you hate Jewish people because I've heard you say it. I think it triggers you that this cracker in the corner says what he has to say. That bothers you, right? Shut the fuck up, you're a fraud.
Hey, can we not say hand jobs? Because hold on, sweet.
Hey, let me talk, man.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, you're not gonna talk while I'm speaking. Okay. Listen, I would have given you a chance to speak. I was the one that invited you back up, but you want to talk while I'm talking. That's not going to work. I just want to caution everybody from talking about men giving men hand jobs while Salmon's here, because Salmon might get excited, and we don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let me say this, and I said this earlier, Mojo, before you came in. I could deal with the racist and the anti-Semite. I could deal with all those people. I could deal with the haters. What I don't like is people that talk out of both sides of their face. They come in one space and they sing Kumbaya. Then they go in another space and say, yo, JB, if you weren't a coward, you come to the stage. Really? Okay.
Can I talk now?
All you do is fucking talk. But go ahead.
Okay. So, let me just recap for those that weren't involved with any of this today. And just for the record. CEO was, when I came in the room this morning, it's nothing new, by the way, for JB to have a room talking about black issues. Let's establish that. That's why JB
Does it bother you? Does it trigger you? Does it trigger you, sir?
Carmelo.
Does it trigger you?
Let me know when I can finish my statement.
You ain't never gonna finish in my space, you piece of shit. But go ahead. Does it trigger you?
Okay, so I come in. When I first person I heard talking was CO.
Okay.
And CO was talking about Anthony. And the kind of character and the kind of person that Anthony is.
What kind of character and person are you? You have
and
no
that's
integrity.
what was going on.
You're a bitch. That's what's going on. You have no integrity. You have no integrity.
So
you don't even know how to. You don't know the definition of integrity. You don't come into one space and fucking talk shit, and you'll talk when I'm done, sir. Because I heard you talk. I heard you talk about death to Jews.
I don't know why you didn't go up on Patty's stage, bro, and defend yourself.
Okay.
I don't know why you didn't go up there. They were talking all that. I don't know why you didn't go up there and defend yourself when they were talking shit about the pedophilia and all that shit. I don't know why.
I don't have to defend myself. You know why? Because I don't answer to lowlifes like you, motherfucker. I'm a real dude. I'm the real deal. Believe that. People want the truth until the truth shows up. So take your fucking anti-Semitism, your racism, and go somewhere else. Go gaslight another room. I've showed you grace and respect on my stage. You, on the other hand, are a fucking snake. And I'm calling you out on it. And you know what? Many people agree with me. So how about that? You bring up Anthony, you bring up CO. Let's focus on Sweet and the hypocrisy that comes out of his motherfucking mouth. How about that? See, you don't understand, bro. You haven't been around me long enough to know me, bro. I'm not the motherfucker. You mistake my niceness for stupidity. I'm far from stupid, and I'm far from weak. So take your shit and take it on the high. But to call this room racist, call this house racist, me racist, you fucking idiot. Let me tell you something. You can sit here and cry all day about the black plight in America, but when an ally shows up, you stab him in the back. Right? You don't want an ally. What you want to do is you want to punch down on people. Because you have that agenda. Let's punch down on somebody that tries to help us. Fuck you, dude. You're not welcome in my space. And all these guys that kicked you out because Mojo wants you to stay. I don't know why.
Nah, Jay, get him the fuck out of here.
He don't want an ally. He just wants to tell a lie. You see how that go?
100%. Here's the truth, Craig.
Bar.
That's a fact. Here's the truth. Guys like him, and I know people may not agree with this, are more detrimental to your own community than I am. Hello?
That's a lie. I mean, that's the truth. Because I've
guys
heard
like him. Guys like him.
Listen, have y'all seen the Chrisleys that just got out of prison?
Hold on, your piece. Just let him land. Just let him land, sis.
Let him land. Let him get his shit off. He don't even be like this. So let him get his shit off, man.
He don't. I'm just saying, I just want to reiterate that I've heard JB talk about a time when he was in prison and he admitted that he saw where a black person was being mistreated. The Chrisleys, when that guy got out, he said the same fucking thing. When he was in prison for tax fraud, he got out. The first thing he says, they're not treating black people the same way in prison.
Of course, he better say that. He has a black granddaughter.
Oh, hold on.
I'm just saying, but is it true or is he doing it for propaganda?
Hold on a second. I don't know what he's doing. I think it's definitely true, but please let me finish on saying your piece. And I'm going to say it again. And this might trigger some of you people, and that's okay. But people like Sweet are more detrimental to their community than the cracker in the corner is. You know why? Because I'll hear you while he talks over you. How about that? It's either his way or no way. He wants to take somebody's black card because they don't agree with reparations. Fuck you, dude. I'm never going to disparage somebody's lived experience. Anyway, I'm going to take a 2-minute break because I've been ranting for a minute here. I want to welcome Nye to I love you, man. You're one of my favorite people on this app. Even though we don't always agree, let me tell you, you always balance me out, and I appreciate you.
Listen, I appreciate you. I had noted in the comments, this is probably one of the best houses on the app. And despite the conversation, that's what I appreciate about this room. The diverse personalities, the diverse conversations, the points of view. I'm glad that we get a nice, varied mix of voices that come on the stage. But I think it was Dr. Adams that said something earlier that I 100% agree with. And Adams, if it wasn't you, bro, I'm sorry if I'm putting words in your mouth, but to paraphrase, I think it was you you know, you were telling JB to kind of be careful how you navigate on this app. You never know when there's some agents.
That was me, because that's exactly what happened.
Exactly, and I agree with that 100%. I find myself, this is one of the only houses where I really like being in here. Some topics, I'm like, okay, let me chill, let me be quiet, let me not say what Nye really wants to say, because I've already been threatened in one of my own other rooms. A big personality on this app came into one of my rooms and threatened me and threatened to end my career and end my life, and all because I said something about his friend, The Rock, and it was the celebrity, right? That's how tripped out crazy some of these people are on this app. So I agree, you have to be careful what you say, because you never know who's listening. You never know. I think I heard Mojo say recently that somebody is in anonymous mode in the audience recording.
Recording is always in progress on Clubhouse. I think Roger said that the other night in the MILF. You should always assume that someone's recording you.
Absolutely. Yeah, someone hit me up once on the back end and was like, listen, they know somebody on this app who goes into every room when they can. I don't know how true this is, but I was tipped off that someone on this app goes into every live room when they have free time and records every room.
Yeah, I'll just tell you guys something, if I could just jump in.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Literally for an hour in one of the other rooms, they literally were talking about that guy. They went to the person's page, and for some reason, I think there were like 10 phones on the table. He was streaming the phone calls and streaming the people with all the names and the faces, and putting the voices on the live stream, and then putting it on a YouTube channel. And this room and all of your beautiful faces on YouTube. And they literally went through the conversation. Why is he doing it? What's his name? Who is it? How many people is it? Clubhouse Anonymous. So yeah, these conversations in this Clubhouse is just a very interesting thing. And hey, JB, man, just on the real, my man, look, I feel you, and I feel. You already know, I feel everything you're saying, man, but like, I'm not trying to be funny, JB. You take on some of the thorniest fucking issues in the game, man. You know what I'm saying? Some of the conversations that I've heard over the past several weeks, I'm telling you, man, they're not happening in the context and the way that they happen here on the news and other places, man. And I know who you are and I know what you're about, and I appreciate your story of endurance and resilience. You're an authentic dude. You try to treat people right. You're human. But at the same time, man, these perilous waters, man, is why people don't get into these conversations. These are complex things, and you take it on like a fucking champ, man. So it's some shit that comes with the territory, maybe a little bit. But man, you can't throw the towel in because a couple of haters are on the sidelines, man. Because this is that territory where you're doing what you gotta do, and if you ain't and living at this level of the game, if you're not bringing in a extreme amount of hate, you doing it wrong. Because you're going deep into the lion's den, my brother. You know what I'm saying? So stay the course, my man. You got a mission. I don't know what it is, man, but there's something positive and productive that you've done. And somebody that's been listening somewhere has learned something that's altered their life, man. So just, stay the course, my man.
And I agree with you, CEO, because I've even had people in our community say, why is he doing these rooms? Why he doing that? I said, you know what? These are the conversations that a lot of motherfuckers are scared to have. White folks, fragility. At least he's bold enough to have these type of conversations. Because a lot of white people, they are scared as fuck. At least he got his balls. And he'll at least have a conversation. You're some scared motherfucker and want somebody to have fragility for you. Oh, I don't really understand racism. That's the black fatigue I get. Oh, I didn't really understand that was a racial undertone. Oh, I'm crying because of this. I'm so tired of that shit. I like white people that stand up, they acknowledge the wrong shit, and let's talk about it. Period.
Thank you.
Hey, JB.
Hey, Pockets. Did you want to jump in, hon?
Unless you wanted to say something real quick, I'll go after you.
No, fine. I'll go after you.
Okay, because I just wanted to, hi Rocket, hi Adams, I just wanted to say, back in season 1, Adams, I don't know if you remember this, or Roger, I don't know if you remember this, but season 1 was...
Really, Pocket?
Yeah, oh, hi,
about to say, I
can't forget
I don't know if you guys remember, back in the day, season 1 was when, it was really hard for white people to even come into rooms and speak on shit. I used to be threatened. People used to call my phones. They found my addresses. Like, people are fucking crazy, but they would wake up at 6 a.m., man, talking about white people and white supremacy all fucking day. So it just amazes me that people are like, white people can't talk about this. They can't talk about this. But we're being spoken about till the damn sun comes up. So it's just, to me, I think it's important that we do live in a country where we are allowed to speak. If you got haters, you're doing something right. JB, I feel like if you don't have 10 haters by tomorrow, you're not progressing in life. So I feel like it's really important to talk your shit and don't be, just scared of what other people are. Just talk your shit. We are allowed to speak about what's going on. A lot of people don't even know history. So it's important that we speak about what we don't know, what we do know, and the misconceptions of history. So I feel like it's important for all of us to have these combos, because then you know what people think, how they think. I'd rather know if someone's racist than not know that they're racist, or know if someone's prejudiced.
Marcus, that's exactly what I said earlier. I got smoke for racists, anti-Semites, haters, all that shit. But the real smoke is for the people that talk out of both sides of their face. The fucking hypocrites. Right? You got something to say to me, bring it to me. Come to me. Let's have the conversation. Let's talk like men. Let me just say this real quick, and then I want to welcome some new speakers into the room. Mojo and I disagree on probably 60 or 70% of the things. Like, I'm pro-reparations. Shocker, guys, you got a white guy that says pro-reparations. Holy shit, and I said it out loud and in public. Mojo doesn't agree with it. But we're still good friends. I love this man. Every time I open a room out of respect to him and him empowering me. We don't have to agree, but let's have some fucking respect. The people that talk out of both sides of their face, I'm not cool with that. I shout out politically correct every single day to try to empower them. They come in my space, I treat them to a fucking filet mignon. I give them a bean and I treat them with respect. I go into their space, I'm called a sex trafficker, I'm called a liar, I'm called a racist, my house is racist. Let me tell you something, this is the truth, and I know this to be a fact. I do hold rooms that a lot of people are afraid to hold. Because I want to understand, I like to understand how people think. I try to understand, because I got you, Dap. I know you were mine in that other room. I got you. But when you start punching at your allies, yeah, there's a problem there. What's up, Dap? I see you unmuted.
Yes, I know you're not referring to me because we don't really know each other like that. I'm a mod in that other room that you just referred to. So, I don't know the young lady, because I'm an older dude like you. I don't know the younger lady that...
Wait, hold on, sir. I'm vintage, I'm not old, okay?
I am a vintage older dude like you. So, the younger lady that put that sex trafficking shit in the other room, I don't know who that person is. I don't know you to be a sex trafficker. I only know because of Roger. The Mojo, I don't know if that's a Roger on a new PTR or a new account, but that's what Roger picture used to look like. I know this is Roger's room. I know you took over from Roger's room. I used to be in the goo. I used to make comments in the chat, whatever. So, it's like this. Yes, I'm a mod in the other room, politically correct. I don't know you from coming in there, JB, but you're cool. Me and Anthony's cool. Anthony left. Some of the other people in here, they know I'm a mod, especially Pepe. I'm in other rooms. Yes. So the situation is this. I don't have a problem with you, JB. I was defending you even just 5 minutes ago. Even 5 minutes ago, JB, I said, I don't know JB of being a sex trafficker or whatever else they were calling you. I said, to me, JB's cool. They even took me off of my mod badge and dropped me to the goo because I was telling a young lady to relax. And I was trying to talk to her from a different level of perspective, but they weren't hearing what I was trying to say because it's too much estrogen going in there at times. So, for me, because I'm realistic, so I asked the motherfucker, I said, so, alright, so if he's supposed to be on the level of a sex trafficker, right? So, the person who put it in the chat, the the other mod, I asked the person, I said, oh, did you open this room because of what was going on in the other room? Because the person that was top left, she opened the room after what was going on in here because we were all in the room earlier. So because we were all in the room earlier, I asked that question. The person flipped on me, and I asked the person, I did say, yes, we were all in the other room, and then you opened this room. The person literally flipped on me, and then started to say, no, she didn't open the other room because of this room that was going on earlier. And then she started going to a whole bunch of other type of shit. And then they kicked me out of the room. So they kicked me down to the goo, and then they kicked me out of the room. So JB, hold on. So JB, I was sitting here trying to ask a certain level of concrete questions as a man. Because, like I said, all that female shit that going on sometimes in the other room, it be some different level of type of shit. When as men, we trying to get the grounded, realistic what's going on. They opened the other room basically because of what was going on in here, but they didn't put the topic. So, yes, I do not agree with some of the things that Anthony was saying earlier, and I said it. I don't have no beef with Anthony.